Hi, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Square Syndrome. I'm Ben Gilman, and as always, I am joined by Tom. He knows where all the bodies are kept. Hill.
Hey.
And this time we've let him out the cupboard for fresh air and everything. He's it's Troy, the one-man charmed convention salmon.
Hey, you okay?
Yeah. Got my charmed in joke early, bruv. Gonna throw that right jab at you. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, mate. Just chilling, you know what I'm saying? Just rewatching Charmed In, man. One of the best shows of all time. Hey, so that's what I do.
I thought you would just shut up after that joke.
That's what I do.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd just like to point out that Troy Sam's views are not the views of all members of Squareites.
And also point out, if he keeps bringing it up, we'll let him start his own podcast on it, and we'll replace him with my wife or someone else. We might just have the homeless guy come in one week and tell us what he saw in 1973. Anyway, so how you guys been?
I've been all right, mate. Just working as usual, just grinding, you know what I'm saying? Getting the brand up. What you guys been doing? You guys been all right?
Yeah, not bad.
Oh, see, both at the same time. Tom, go ahead. No, I've been fine. Yeah, I've made something that tastes like the love child of a pancake and a cookie. It went wrong.
Oh wow!
Surprisingly good though. I think my wife has not let me forget how bad my cooking is. But I think it got halfway there.
Ben, you set that cooking game up, bro.
I was trying to make a cookie. It all went horribly wrong. What about you, Tom? How you been?
Yeah, been all right. Just busy as ever, but yeah.
Okay. Right. So the first boy on the block is Troy. And me and Tom, we're going to hold back our attack just to see what you got first, Troy.
There's nothing to attack. What do you mean?
Your style, your credibility.
Credibility is 100%. What do you mean?
Remember, there is a cupboard that we can put you back in.
It's hilarious. I always get out. Always. Okay, so.
Okay.
So let's get into this video. So I'm going to start off with a favorite. I know probably Tom. I say probably Tom has seen this. I guarantee Tom's probably seen this. But I'm going to start off with a show called Hannibal.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. There we go. I knew it.
Too.
You gonna say, Ben? Go on.
Yeah, me too, man. Pretty good.
Yeah. You see it, Ben, as well, yeah?
Yeah. I've seen some of it. I've seen some of the first season. Very impressive.
I kid you not, literally. I was sitting down yesterday and finished it off like the last episode of season 3. Because the folks were coming back, but then they stopped it. They ended it like a Moriarty type of thing. But the end of the show. But this is what it's about. So it's a American psychological horror thriller. So anyone who knows about Hannibal the Cannibal knows about this show.
Hannibal.
Red Dragon. Yeah.
His wrestling name, that is. Hannibal the Cannibal.
Hannibal the Cannibal.
Coming from dead sister's bedroom, Hannibal the Cannibal. All right.
Okay, all right. Okay, so the series received critical acclaim, as you would expect, from a TV show of this caliber. Hannibal is one of the great shows of all time. Mads Mikkelsen stars as Hannibal. This guy, oh my God, this guy is such a great actor. I can tell you not right now. If you haven't seen none of his stuff, go watch his back catalogue. Trust me, he's amazing. So, he's basically the main, in a way, antagonist is kind of like a mixture of both throughout the show. It can kind of go either or, but basically he's the one everyone's kind of after because there's a FBI profiler called Will Graham. He's literally the mirror image of the Hannibal. He's his yin to his yang, if you know what I'm saying. He's like basically the agent who's going after Hannibal to try and stop him because he got hired by Jack Crawford, who's played by Lawrence Fishburne. Everyone knows who Lawrence Fishburne is. Come on, Tom, Ben, Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah, man, the Matrix, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
and many good roles. He's a talented actor.
Exactly, he's a classic. Hey, plus, recently John Wick. Anyone seen John Wick? Yeah, you've seen him there as well.
Yeah.
And yes, come on. And plus, he's going to be in the new Matrix that's coming out as well. Apparently, he's going to be starring in that as well. That's supposed to be.
They're making another Matrix.
Yeah, it's been making another Matrix. Yeah, it's supposed to film it at the same time. They filmed it at the same time as the new John Wick.
Why?
Okay.
Why?
Is Keanu Reeves going to be back for it as well?
Why? What do you mean?
Keanu Reeves is back for it, yeah. Because
So it's basically the same cast.
Utter shit. Rasta viruses, yeah. Okay, go fuck yourself.
Are you referring to the whole trilogy as shit, or just?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
First movie.
One, I will fight you anywhere if you say number one is shit.
Are you there? 2 and 3. No way. 1.
2.
Justice.
2 wasn't terrible.
2 wasn't that bad. I like it. 2 wasn't that bad. Obviously, number 1's the best. But
Except that last scene. What the balls is happening in that scene? Yo.
or the architect.
But the third one is just it's lost the plot. Good luck to the reboot.
The third one could have been brilliant, but it made a few wrong turns.
Oh my god.
It made a lot of wrong turns. But anyway, we need to...
Anyway, this is not about the Matrix, this is about...
the Matrix is about Hannibal. Yes, okay, there we go. So, so FBI profiler Will Graham is recruited by Jack Crawford, as I said before, head of behavioral sciences, to help investigate Hannibal. And basically he's manipulating the FBI from within. You know what I'm saying? He's obviously manipulating Will Graham's mind because he can see into Hannibal's mind and see what he's doing at all times. Basically, he's linked mentally. It's almost like a telepathic link between him and Hannibal, Mads Mikkelsen's character. So throughout this show, it's so stylistic. Oh my days, the style on the show is A+. My goodness. I'm saying the visuals, the cinematography is out of this world. If anyone has seen it, just check it out just for the art alone. You could literally just watch the show and it's like a full art piece, like a Banksy art piece, literally. It's insane. The editing on point, acting on point. This is like a 10 out of 10, A+ show. And anyone who hasn't seen it, go check it out. It literally is one of the best shows.
I have a question.
Go on.
This might start a war, but I want it to start a war.
Go on.
So, Anthony Hopkins or Mads Mikkelsen? Best Hannibal.
I knew this was coming. I was waiting for this.
Neither.
I know what you're gonna say, Tom. I know what you're gonna say.
Tom's not taking sides.
No, Tom's saying Brian Cox all day.
No, he's saying the original one.
Brian Cox thinks all of them. He's cock. Oh yeah. Sorry. Oh yeah.
Jeez. Jeez. I'd say, obviously, Anthony Hopkins is an absolute legend. He is the man.
Except for the 4 films where he's sleepwalking, but we'll keep going.
I'm trying to see who's that favourite, but Mads Mikkelsen brings such a like kind of a calm cynicism to like kind of sinister version of it. I don't know.
He's got a really fat face now, though. I mean, in Hannibal, he was a lot thinner. His face is ballooned up a bit.
So?
Concerning to me. He looks like a dead bit of liver pate now. His face looks like roadkill that you see on the side of the road. Richmond Park.
That's just hard.
Come on, man. Come on.
Also, this podcast, what part of that do you not understand?
Oh my gosh, that's going too far, bro. Come on.
Anyway, continue.
Anyways, yeah. So it's
there's harsh and then there's unnecessary.
Yeah, exactly. What the heck? But anyways,
good turn.
It's won various awards, this show, because as you would expect, with the kind of caliber of actors that's in this show, and the stuff, the imagery that we've seen in this show. Hey, there's a pig scene. There's a pig scene in this show. Oh my gosh! Because literally, there's a character. What's his name? Let me find his name real quick. Mr. Virgo. Where is he? Margot Virgo. Okay, there we go. So there's characters in the show. Literally, half of his face is literally torn off because Hannibal manipulated him into cutting his own face off. So he's literally in a wheelchair most of the time. He's wheelchair bound because of what Hannibal did to him, and he herds these kind of pigs. He's got like a pig farm, and it's a bit of a spoiler. Anyone seen this is a spoiler. His sister, basically his sister's kid, like so basically fused his DNA with his sister's DNA and basically grew it in a pig. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. That's the stuff you're gonna basically be seeing in the show. It's amazing. It's amazing. Tom knows. Tom knows what I'm talking about. Trust me, it's insane. So literally that is Hannibal. So that's Hannibal done. That's that one.
Good.
Quality.
Okay, so can we say classy? Say Ben.
Not classy when you're touching yourself.
I am flipping it. Oh, jeez. This I have to deal with, people. This I have to deal with. Oh my god. On a daily basis. Oh my days.
Tommy, you have to work with me, innit?
Exactly. I'm away from him right now. I'm safe. I'm safe.
Have either of you guys seen the film Bad Boys 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking, Ben, for you, we have our little boundary box. They're going to throw this motherfucker in the ocean, and we're never going to talk about it.
Well, if it's so bad, you'll do a drill one day, and so far you end up in Sheffield.
Oh my god. That's how I had to move. I had to run. Get away from him, guys.
The minute it went up there, Doctor Who turned to shit. I don't think it's a simple. I think it's.
What are you trying to say? Hey.
Right. No. Against Sheffield United or anyone.
Oh my gosh. Hey, Man U fan all day. Hey, but anyways, let's continue. Here we go, Spurs. Oh, here we go. Anyways, it's not a football podcast, guys, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on this, yeah. So, especially the way Man U's been playing. Anyway, I'm gonna talk about that. But okay, so let's get into part 2. So, Power. That's another show I've been watching. Yes.
Right.
Okay, so that is. Oh my gosh, this is a great show. Literally, I just started watching it. Literally, I'm on season 3 now.
Sell it to me.
Okay, so. As a fan, I used to watch Empire, so that's literally closed for now until they start filming again because of the circumstances with the virus and stuff. So yeah, so that's Empire, it's another show. Terrence Howard, it's like a similar show to Power, but Power's more the raw version, if you know what I'm saying.
In what way?
Of Empire. So Empire is kind of like a musical slash gangster type show where basically the main characters with the husband and the wife, and they kind of own this, it builds empire from the ground up. So that was the Empire side of it. So Power is kind of similar to that because you got this guy called James St. Patrick. He's like this business owner. He's got a club. He basically runs the streets at the same time. He's like a drug dealer by night and a club owner. You know what I'm saying? But owner, like just kind of dealing with the daily lives of just owning stuff, like being a business owner. But he's kind of leading a double life. His wife, Tasha, she helps him out with the drugs from time to time, but she's kind of like his arm candy. But at the same time, he has a boss called Lobos, the Hispanic cartel drug lord. He's basically the overarching villain throughout this whole show. He basically runs the streets from where they are in New York, and at the same time, he's got a friend called Tommy, who's just literally a nutcase. He's his right hand man. He's his best friend. He's James's best friend, who's the main character. And the stuff that these two get up with, they're literally just killing people left and right. Anyone seen The Following? Have you seen The Following? Anyone of you guys?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
No.
Yeah, Tom, no.
No, I don't think so.
Oh wow, that's something that you've got to check out. Even though it finished kind of abruptly, it was kind of cancelled. But
Okay.
2 or 3 seasons, but it's really good. It's a really good show. Kevin Bacon, James Purefoy, they started.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Power is literally just basically a street show. Anyone's like seen Hustle and Flow, stuff like that, like the movie. It's just basically like a gangster slash what could I say, like a thriller slash drama. So it's like it's a mixed bag. But it's one of the best shows, like literally on Stars for like 6 seasons. It's basically finished. The show's finished, but I've been literally watching up to season 3. It's like a really good show. Anyone that's seen it, literally go check it out because the acting is literally top notch. But this show, I gotta say, Ben, Tom, let me live. Chill. I'm gonna say something right now. Okay. Okay, so it's kind of a X-rated show. That's what I'm gonna say. So X-rated show it's oh my gosh, it's full on. It's in your face. You don't get away from
Literally, are we talking Game of Thrones levels of
Game of Thrones? Even I say even worse than that.
Okay.
Game of Thrones, yo. That's
a
the
high bar. That's a dirty bar.
Yeah, that's a bar, and you jump right over it. That's the basement power is.
Oh, you did stars.
Yes, it stars, but this is like wow. I was like, oh my god, what the heck am I? But 50 Cent, he kind of produced the show as well, so he's in it as well. He plays like the daddy figure of like most of these characters because he was the original gang leader before James and Patrick and Tommy kind of ran the streets. Yeah. So literally, he basically at some point he comes out and he's literally just trying to take over the streets again. He's trying to take over James's business. He wants it for himself because literally they got him put in prison to take over from him. So he's basically it's a whole like a revenge story for 50 Cent to try and get revenge on them. But we're following James and his family and his crew because he's like the the protagonist. But yeah, so literally this show Power, really good, top rated show. Go watch it. That's what I'm gonna say on that.
Both Hannibal and Power are on my Netflix list. Hannibal, obviously, I'm working on slowly, but Power.
Yeah, put Power down. Power, really good.
So much competition.
Yeah, I kid you not. If you want to watch Power, because literally I just started watching it the other day. And I just burned through him because that's how good it was. I was burning through like binging it.
Sold.
Yeah, so that is good. And I was gonna say a few other shows as well. Literally the stuff that I've seen before, but I'm just gonna say that I've been catching up on Motherland, Fort Salem, The Witch Show. I've been catching up on that, so I'm up to date now on that show.
This is Charmed.
Yeah, there was a show that's similar to Charmed. Yeah. The more
I think you should watch Sabrina the Teenage Witch instead of Charmed.
Oh my days! I've watched that too.
Or
yes, there
Witch Academia, or Bewitched, or just watch.
Yeah, I've seen them all. Don't
That's the worst. Why don't you go and watch the Teletubbies instead? I'm sure that's a better.
What do you mean? Which one's wrong with
it? The Tweenies. Why don't you go and watch?
Yeah, I have a childhood, man. I have a childhood. Come on now. I've seen it all.
Better
Come on, I'm telling you.
Alright.
But anyway, yeah, as I said before, I was watching Motherland, Fort Salem, and caught up on that. Literally, the twists and turns in that show right now. Oh my gosh! As I said before, the villains who kind of control these balloons like Pennywise. So literally, they're like villains, like almost like Pennywise. They're carrying these blue balloons. As I said before, so they're starting to fly now. So literally, they've got like a flying rune where they can like put these charms on their necks. They can start flying now. So it's getting lit. It's getting lit. The wartime's coming. It's getting good, guys. It's getting good. So I'll say a little update on that. By the way, on Motherland, Fort Salem, and the other show I talked about as well called Aries.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness. That show is lit. I just finished it. Literally. Oh my gosh. So good. So damn good. Anyone's seen it, hey. It kind of brings slavery into it as well at the end. Because it kind of like these the Aries, this cult, this Illuminati group of people, they've kind of got into power from committing these acts of sin. So literally this is kind of a spoiler for the ending and stuff. But yeah, so literally they commit all these sins and there's an entity or a pool called Baal. Anyone knows the word Baal, knows anything to do with the Bible or anything to do with anything supernatural, knows about that term because it's an actual demon. Yeah. So in that way,
for Tottenham winger Gareth Bale. Bale.
You can kind of, oh my gosh, Tottenham. But I say before, yeah, it's entity called Baal. So literally, it soaks up all the sins that they. So basically, what it is, anything they have done, committed an act that is so violent or something that they can't forgive themselves, they kind of regurgitate it like in a black ooze coming out of their mouth. They kind of throw up this black ooze, and it basically goes straight to Baal. You know what I'm saying? It goes straight to Baal, straight to him, and it goes right down to this basement, and it kind of just stays there, and that's the source of their power. So anything they've done, that's how they control Holland. That's how they've basically got the mass their power, if you know what I'm saying. And Rosa, as I said before, she was the protagonist. She claims the top spot in Aries and kind of takes them out from the inside. So it's really good. I ain't gonna say no more because the ending is fire. So that's just my little something for the week.
That the longest you've talked on this podcast. Impressive.
Ever.
That's great.
I just feel good, man. I feel good.
And I thought I had to pad out more jokes, but no. Good job.
Nah.
So, and I still got my little charm digs in. Hey.
Charm dig. This guy.
So that's me now. So anyway, I'm just going to shotgun one in the face because we don't always have to talk about shows that we like. Because obviously I live with my wife, so I don't always get to decide what we watch. I'm a bit different to you too. You get to watch what you want. So if you like something, you're more likely to keep going on. And my wife keeps picking up this show. Don't worry, it's not the Drag Race. This week at least. But my wife gets to pick when we have dinner. Success to a long, successful marriage. Yeah.
all I'm gonna do is whoosh.
Yeah, that's it. Friday Night Dinner, which is a Channel 4 comedy. It's about two boys, two sons who come to see their parents every weekend for dinner on Friday night. Obviously, hence the name. John Rosenthal is a newbie, not really well known. Simon Bird is literally playing Will from the In-Betweeners. He literally is Will from the In-Betweeners. He literally can't do anything else but play Will from the In-Betweeners. You got the mum's Tasman Gregg, who was in Black Books. Quite a lot of stuff as well.
Episodes.
The dad is Paul Ritter, who's another famous actor. Mark Keeper's the creepy next door neighbor who comes over with a dog. He's been in Spaced and so many other things. He's quite talented. Yeah. And each week it's things happen over dinner, and it's meant to be a comedy.
Is it any good?
It's not. No. Honest with you, I think You Being Framed is funny, and that's a terrible show.
Oh my god.
It's just not funny. And you know what? It's still going. I thought it was a one-season wonder, and it's on its seventh. It's coming up to 7th season next year. It's already had 6 seasons. Yeah, what? It's just not funny, and it will not be coming to a special conversation podcast anytime soon.
Hey, you never know if you get your wife involved. You know what I mean? To talk about the show. You know what I mean?
I definitely. This is the first show in a while. I'm stopping by and taking a shit on it, and then walking off. Screw that show. So anyway, I want to talk about 2 shows that I do like because that's much more fun. There's a show on Netflix. That's the one that you've most probably heard of. This one you've most probably heard of as well. Lovesick from Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard of it.
Have you? So you sound like you've seen it, Tom.
No, I mean I've heard of it, and I haven't watched it yet.
Okay, so the plot. So the plot is basically about a man called Dylan. He has caught a sexually transmitted disease. That's how we start.
That's always a good start.
Yeah, exactly.
So we start the show with him being diagnosed with chlamydia. He lives with his friend. He lives with his friends, Evie and Luke. Daniel Iggs is Luke. Antonio Thomas is from Misfits and previous other things. Evie, and Johnny Finn's getting quite famous. He's Dylan. So basically, you end up going back because now obviously he has to ring all of his ex-girlfriends. Hey, I've got chlamydia. Hi. But it's like a Stephen Moffat style time. We jumping up and down the timeline. So each episode we go forward with his relationships with current day, but we also catch his past. So, for example, there's him and Evie like each other, but there's on and off, backwards and forwards for 3 seasons. But for some episodes, you meet the ex-girlfriend, but you see when they got together and when they broke up, and then you interspeed that with their current catch-up. And it's just funny. It's really gross. Basically, his friend Luke is a sexual predator.
Jeez.
But it's just really funny. It doesn't need much swearing. It's just, how do I describe it? I'm trying to think of.
Oh, is it like a family friendly similar type of show?
Hell no. The original.
Because you said it's not much swearing. I was like, okay. Oh.
Channel 4 was originally going to show this show before Netflix bought it. It was called Scrotal Recall. Which very disgusting. Meant to be, they've tied it up really well in the third season. So if there isn't a fourth season, which isn't looking likely because it's been a couple of years now, at least it's ended on a good.
Yeah, they managed to tie it up properly.
Yeah. Also, do you know? There's another actor I'm very familiar with. He appears up in a lot of things. Joshua Maguire.
The name rings a bell.
Yeah.
Do you remember the video game episode of Misfits where they've got a random hippie guy and he's got curly hair and he just gets killed immediately and they run off and leave him?
Wait, I'm looking at this guy right now. He looks familiar. I know this guy.
He's in this. He's like the fourth character because he keeps moving in because he keeps failing in relationships. He's like the fourth character. And he's just hilarious. He's brilliant. He deserves more love. Great actor.
Yeah, he's good.
Lovesick, that's another British comedy. Everything that I hear about Friday Night Dinner, because it's the same. The neighbor comes in, la 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 la. Yeah, bit shit. But Lovesick, very, very good. And so go watch it. I know it's an old show, but I rewatched it recently because I'm nostalgic for some old stuff sometimes. You just want to rewatch a comfort food show.
Doesn't matter. Old is good sometimes. Watch it.
We never set the rule that we couldn't talk about past shows. That's important because I've got a backlog.
No, we've always been able to talk about whatever it is we want.
Yeah, whatever you want. Yeah.
And that's why I love this the thing because we can get away with that. So and the third one, there's no way you guys would guess the show, but you might guess where it's from. The Could Have Gone All the Way Committee.
I've never heard of that before.
No, can't
nope,
say
never heard it.
One for me.
Would you like to get heard him? Yes. But there are no AKB48 members like there were last week. Thankfully, the actresses. Okay, that's the good thing about this one. So basically, this is a Japanese show again on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's about there's three people. They're never named. They enter the office and they have people come to them about how do you say this? They talk about a part in their past, a encounter with someone which could or couldn't have ended up going to sex or a romantic relationship. There's like a turning point. Right. Does that make sense so far?
I got you.
Yeah.
So it's like standalone.
A bit sort of sliding doors moments for all of them, kind of thing.
And I've just found out one of the women is from AKB. For fuck's sake, man.
See, I thought he told me he loves him, really. He loves him.
Oh my God, they're everywhere. Every drama I watch, one of those pictures.
I know you love him, Ben. Don't worry about it. We got you.
But Ben was about to recommend this show. He's now realised there's an AKB person. It's the worst thing he's ever seen.
No, actually, she's not AKB. She's another pop group. That's okay then. That's not AKB. That's fine. Oh my God,
that difference. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about you just checking her age first.
Here we are. No,
you don't need to go there again.
They're getting sectioned by the police if we keep. Basically, so there's always like a turning point, and they describe it, and the people on the panel. It's quite funny because they always seem like they've been locked. They could be married, but they're still locked onto this. I mean, who hasn't thought about their past? That moment that you could have gone out with someone. There was a moment where there was passion, but you you could have kissed someone, but it never happened, and you just passed each other,
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yeah.
like a friend or something, but you never did. You just kept it professional with friends, but you both know that moment could have happened.
Yeah.
So, and they vote at the end.
Okay.
If they could have, should have, and so you get. It never did happen to get them to this point, but then you do see the dream sequence where they do the kiss scene. It's very okay. I shouldn't say sex.
Is it like a drama?
Well, yeah, it's standalone, half an hour, 6 episodes. It's in and out, not like that, you dirty boy. But like, it's innocent enough. I mean, it's not sexualized. It's a very clean show to watch. It's just really cheesy romantic stuff, but it was different.
Yeah.
And I went. There's bits where there's girls. One of them's wondering why the girl sent her friends out so she could have them alone in her apartment, and you spend 15 minutes where the team are drawing a map of the area to figure out why she sent them to the furthest corner shop 20 minutes that way when she could have gone to the small one around the corner. So they think that he could have gone all the way with that girl because she sent them all the other way of a river or something. It's really funny because they used to
think about scenarios and that, and what they could have done.
It's really funny. It sounds really shit, but it's really funny. They ask for more details. It's like a court case, but a really friendly court case. Oh yeah, there's that one.
Well, sounds intriguing. Sounds intriguing.
Yeah, the Could Have Gone All the Way committee on Netflix. I know it's a bit of a weird one. I do tend to throw Japanese ones in there, but it's one from my past watch list that I saw last year, and I thought that would make an interesting alternative for once.
Yeah, I need to watch it. So.
Yeah. Okay. Tom.
Okay.
School's in
Right,
session. School's in session.
So this week I'm actually going with two shows that I haven't actually finished watching yet. So I don't know how they're going to finish. Both of them have now been, as shows are completed, I've just come to them late, basically. Okay. One of them, I do enjoy it. It's an interesting one. You guys might have come across it. It's called Gotham.
Ah, yes, Gotham. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You guys know it?
Yeah.
I watched the first episode and I meant to come back and I never did, but this will hopefully...
I finished it, yo.
So yeah, basically it's kind of the origin story for loads and loads of the characters that you know from the Batman films. Or Batman comics, depending on how you know it. But it's interesting because it follows a lot more closely the kind of rise and fall and rise again of Jim Gordon. So we all know him as, by the time you get to like the original Batman TV series, he was the old Commissioner Gordon. So he's the older man. He's been through it all. This is him just starting as a rookie with Gotham PD. Okay. And the things that he's willing to do to defeat crime. Why there are so many fucking weird crime lords in Batman's world is explained by this show.
This show is very weird. I love it for that.
Oh my god, Gotham! I can't believe Tom did it. I clap for you, man. That I love it. I love it.
But anyway, yeah,
that we should definitely give him a cookie for that.
Gotham, that came out of nowhere. I loved it.
You are welcome. But yeah, it's really interesting. Like I said, I'm just into season 3 now. I know there's another couple of seasons to go, and obviously, you know where these characters are going to end up because you know that the older Bruce Wayne becomes Batman and fights a lot of these characters. So you know a lot of them are gonna get through to that point.
Yeah.
So, but it's still interesting to see the different things that happen. I mean, it's got one of the big baddies in season 1 is a character called Fish Mooney, who's played by Jada Pinkett Smith, and she's brilliant. She's really good playing this
original character too.
Yeah, but she's a proper boss bitch. She's brilliant.
I love her.
Yeah.
And she was her role is kind of to introduce you to Penguin just as he starts becoming mafia boss, basically.
Yeah.
And it's grounded more in reality because obviously, I mean, my real knowledge of Batman came about from the Tim Burton films.
Yeah.
So Batman and Batman Returns, which are great films, love them. But Tim Burton always seems to go on to the very stylized way of doing things.
Yeah, always.
You know, and don't get me wrong, Danny DeVito as Penguin in Batman Returns is brilliant.
This is the best penguin
The
ever.
best penguin ever.
I actually will dispute that with you. I really love the guy who plays Penguin in Gotham.
No, he is good. I got to admit, he is good. But Danny DeVito.
I just said the guy from the Gotham Penguin is the best penguin.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said Danny DeVito was. Sorry.
No, I've seen enough of season 1 to know that this boy is very special. He is
good. He is good. I got to admit, he is good.
But I mean, it explains without him having to have some kind of freakish development problem why he's called Penguin. It's not because his mother had sex with a penguin or anything like that. It's because he's got a skewed foot that makes him walk with one foot sticking out.
With penguins in that film, Batman Returns. That is a weird film. Go back and watch it.
It's so weird, but it's great.
Anything that's not walking as one of the baddies is a good film.
Yeah, exactly.
Penguin is a mafia boss, and this is what Gotham does properly. Sets it up.
Precisely. And it's really interesting because even though he's a baddie, you really like Penguin.
It's true.
You kind of feel for him at every step because things go so badly wrong for him at points.
My family loves him. He's like literally their favourite character, Penguin.
He's absolutely brilliant. My favourite character is he was only in it for 3 episodes so far. I understand he came back in season 4 as a different character, the identical twin of the first one. Is a character called Jerome.
My boy.
You meet him because he's part of a circus. His mum was the snake handler in a snake dancer in a circus. Yes. And she gets found dead in the circus. And it's a bit of a spoiler, but it turns out you go through the whole episode and there's this young kid who's obviously just lost his mum and all that. And then he gets actually accused of the murder and he just becomes a stone cold psycho. He's sitting there playing the innocent kid, and then Jim Gordon says something that proves that he knows he did it, and he just looks at him and it's the most evil look on earth. And then the most sinister grin comes across his face. And it's like, that's perfect. That's so good.
Cameron Monaghan is the man. He's the man.
He manages to escape. Basically, he is the Joker, but it's never said.
Yeah.
Because he has a laugh. He does the grinning thing. He talks about humor all the time. He's a real showman.
They never actually give him the title. Yeah.
Warner Brothers refused to let them use the name Joker.
Oh yeah, I found out about that. Yeah.
So basically, they refused to let him use the name or have green hair. So what this is, from the little bit of research I've done, the storyline here is one of the Jokers. There's a few different Joker origin stories, and so this Jerome one is one of the Joker origin stories. Just they never call him Joker.
I think it was like based off like Killing Joke.
Where are you at the moment in Gotham then? What season are you on?
So I've just started season 3. So at the moment, Jim Gordon is no longer a member of the Gotham PD. He is working as he's working as a bounty hunter. Because at the end of season 2, you found out that Doctor Strange was using Arkham Asylum to create all these monsters.
Oh yeah, Hugo Strange, yeah.
Yeah, and at the end of season 2, Hugo Strange tries to move them all before the police break in, and basically Fish Mooney breaks them all out.
Yes, he was experimented.
Yes, but so in season 3, you've got all these crazy different monsters on the loose.
Yeah, that was tight.
And Jim Gordon has basically become a bounty hunter who's catching most of them, and it's kind of his relationship with Gotham PD because he's still close to that guy Harvey who was his partner. So he still gets information from them, but he's no longer like Gotham's golden boy.
Yeah, he's kind of gone down in the peg, yeah.
Well, yeah, because he killed the in season 2. There's a new big bad, and Jim actually ends up killing him. And,
yeah. Oh yeah, was it the guy from Fantastic Four, the one he killed? What's his name? I forgot his name. I literally haven't seen it so long. I know what you mean. Yeah.
Tall, thin guy. He's actually English, but he was playing an American.
Yeah.
He was. Have you ever seen the film A Knight's Tale?
A Knight's Tale. Yeah, I've seen A Knight's Tale.
He's the baddie in that.
Yeah, I literally can't remember. It's so annoying. I don't know his name. I literally can't remember. Yeah, I know his name. Yeah.
So you know who I mean. But basically, about 2/3 of the way through season 2, he and Penguin end up basically assassinating this guy.
Yeah.
Like a proper gangland Penguin beats him to shit with an umbrella, I think, and then Jim Gordon puts a bullet in his chest. So it's a real moment of him kind of crossing over into the "will do anything" category. And so I'm interested to see how he's going to get from that point to being the kind of Commissioner Gordon, because I'm fairly sure that Gotham will round up, showing how all these people get on in later life. So you've got the Bruce Wayne story, and he has a brilliant butler played by Sean Pertwee.
Yeah.
Yes.
Playing Alfred. Fantastic.
Patrick Pertwee, John Pertwee's son.
He's John Pertwee's son, yes.
Yeah. There we go. There's your Doctor Who reference for the week, bitches. I know.
Guys.
Anyway. Sean Pertwee, they've given him a good backstory. He used to be in the army, all these kind of things. So he's actually quite a good person to protect and guide Bruce Wayne. Yeah. If you get what I mean. And it's an origin story for Bruce Wayne as well, but the main focus pretty much is, I suppose, Penguin and Jim Gordon. And it's just it's interesting to watch the whole thing kind of going, and I'm really enjoying it. I mean, it's just general rule, it got pretty widespread acclaim from critics, which is hard for a comic book strip thing to do when you're not necessarily following exactly to what the comics did.
Yeah.
But they've done it with enough respect that I think most people have gone, you know what, that's a reasonable way of doing it. And it's gritty when it needs to be. It's funny when it needs to be. It's got the right mixture of everything, and it's a really good laugh. So I would recommend it highly.
The one of the best ones, I know you've seen Azrael at that point in time.
Yeah, that's the same. That's
the guy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to remember his name. It's the guy from True Blood, isn't it? It's him.
Oh yeah, he was in True Blood. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. She can't remember his name. What is his name? What's this guy's name? I'm literally, it's killing me. Literally, he's one of the best characters. This guy's a great actor.
I'll find it.
Yeah, go on, keep going. Oh god. Don't take too much time. You know what I mean? Let me see. Because this guy. Let me find this guy real quick. Where's his name?
Oh, come on.
I literally can't remember this guy's name.
James Frayne.
Yep. Oh, there we go.
So yeah, he plays Theo Galavan and Azrael.
Yes. There
Basically
you go.
gets resurrected by Doctor Strange.
Yeah, that's the
one. Killed by Jim and Penguin.
He was like controlling Cameron for being Joker for a little bit. Remember, he was controlling him, broke him out.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, epic. Oh man, you're giving me the memories now, man. Gotham was so good, you know.
Wow. But anyway, yeah. The show is over, and I'm coming to it a bit late, but I'd still fully recommend Gotham. It's a good laugh.
Yes. Epic.
It's enjoyable, especially if you like Batman films and stuff. It's enjoyable.
Anyone there? Watch it.
Yep. Okay, number 2.
I have a question.
I have to admit that this caught my attention purely because I have a puerile and childish mind. And I was flicking through Netflix looking for something new to watch, and this jumped up. It's a show called Schitt's Creek.
Is it because of the title?
Basically, I only clicked on it because of the title. Yes.
I was so close to pressing that show as well. I never clicked on it.
I should point out it's spelled SCHITTS, not. But the basic premise of the show is you've got this mega rich family, mother, father, 2 kids, 2 spoiled kids, who it turns out their business manager has basically screwed them, and the IRS are taking everything.
Oh, wow.
The only thing they're left is a village that the dad bought as a joke for his son called Schitt's Creek.
Oh, Jim's dad from Eugene Levy writes this and directs this, and he's acting in it. I brought this up the first 2 weeks.
Did you?
Yeah.
My God, I do apologise.
No. Let's talk about it some more. It's funny. Let's go.
Oh my days! I literally can't remember this up. Oh my days!
I apologise so much, Ben.
Yeah, I literally can't remember that. I remember bringing it up. I can't remember.
Talk about it because you kind of went, yeah, cool, and then you walked off. So let's talk about it. I threw it in there like
maybe that's what got me to pick it up. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it now. Yeah.
No, Tom. Please feel free to keep going on about it because we didn't really touch on it. Yeah, go.
No, it's all right. So I've only watched the first season so far.
Yeah.
And it's one of those tricky ones because it is funny. It's got enough jokes in it to keep it ticking over. But it's basically a case of arrogant, rich people going to a hick town and being the exact opposite of everything that's in that town.
I love the power play between him and the mayor.
Oh yeah,
The mayor. Oh
Mayor
my
played by the guy who played Woogie in There's Something About Mary, if you need a point of reference.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean that mayor. The thing is, none of them are nice characters. There's not one redeemable character. They're all assholes. Whether you're the hick side or the rich people side, pretty much every character is an asshole. But they're quite enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, so it's one of the things like watching a train wreck, but it's like so enjoyable. You got to keep watching.
Well, this is the thing. It's the whole premise of it is every week it's the fact that they see the world very differently to the people they live with because they're rich and the other people are poor. Yeah. So I don't know how long you can maintain that as a way of keeping the comedy. So I'm interested to see if they manage to keep it good beyond the first season, because there's only so many times you can play that conflict out before it runs out of steam. One of the other things that I really kind of like about this show is that it's written by Eugene and Dan Levy, as Ben said, and Dan Levy last year came.
Son in this as well.
He plays the son, and on the first episode, I was looking at it, going, "Is this guy supposed to be gay? What is he?" I wasn't sure, but obviously he had a sort of an interest in a female character. So I was like, "Okay, that's a bit odd." It turns out that in real life, Dan Levy is gay. Yeah. And I don't think he's able to not play that to some degree just in the way he speaks. But that's not me being homophobic or anything. I think he's good, but I just don't think he can kind of turn it off. Anything I've seen him in, he always has that big kind of tone to his voice, yeah. Yeah. And I don't mean that in a nasty way. I was sitting there going, but what I like about his character is later in the series, it basically turns out that he is, and I did some research into this, he's the first time that a mainstream character in an American sitcom has been pansexual. So, do you guys know that phrase?
Damn, yeah.
Yeah. So you're attracted to a person, not their gender. You're just attracted to a person because you're attracted to that person.
Yeah.
So it's quite, but it's the first time that Americans have ever, in this kind of show, allowed that character to exist.
We beat him to that. Lanto Jones torturer. Not technically gay, pansexual because he likes Captain Jack Harkness. Suck it, America.
But I would say, even though Brits are considered to be quite uptight, we are far more comfortable with this kind of stuff than America is.
Yeah.
So the fact that America have let this happen at all is, in a comedy, above other things, is quite interesting, and I do quite like it. But yeah, as a show, it's never going to be like on my highest list of like top-notch comedies, but it's enjoyable. It's a nice way to spend a bit of time. Yeah, it's got enough about it to make me chuckle, and yeah, so I'd say for no other reason than it's got a funny opening title name. Have a watch.
That's I almost made me pressing it. I was so close to clicking on it. Oh my days.
And Troy, if you want to bring it up in a couple of weeks' time, feel free.
I'm after.
Ben, I do apologise. I'd completely forgotten you brought that up.
Dude, it's not a problem because literally I threw it in episode 2 or 3 for like 5 seconds. Okay. It's a cheeky fourth pick. Yeah. So I didn't go into it. So trust me, it's yours.
Yeah, because technically you didn't go into it, so technically it's yours.
It's going to be hard to not cross over each other at certain points.
I know, but I didn't. I would, if I'd realised that it was one that you'd mentioned, I would have at least checked with you before I said it.
That's not a problem.
Yeah, so that's my second pick today.
It's technically your baby.
Yeah, but like I say, it's enjoyable enough, and I'd recommend it just for a bit of fun.
Love it.
Okay. So I think that's it. I think that's it for the week. Yeah. So Troy's not going into the cupboard as fast, we know. For next week.
He actually spent some time talking about his shows this week, so he can stay out of the cupboard now.
Hey, I got to go to serve the cupboard. I got to go to the lab.
Well, my wife did give him a tablet before he put him in the cupboard. My wife did give him a tablet, so it's cool.
Okay.
Yeah. We're not complete assholes. Yeah. Okay then. So that's goodbye for me at the moment.
And goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
Oh yeah, one more thing. We have just submitted these podcasts to all platforms, so we should have an announcement in the next couple of weeks on when we're up on Spotify and iTunes and all the other ones as well. So plus we're working on the Red Dwarf podcast. Please be patient. We are giving it time in the incubation chamber. Yeah. Have you ever tried to stick a podcast about a woman's womb? It doesn't go well. Anyway, guys, see you later. Have a good one. Cheers.
Night.
Signing off.